Hi there, welcome to our video of our DIY build of a gaming chair with vibrating function. We've gone out and purchased a couple of cheap components, a chair just like this one, which has been picked up at like a local Officeworks depot. So once Brewer got this new chair, I was like, man, transducers are gonna be the next step. They will make all of the bottom end from your speakers seem heaps louder. You'll get a tactile response from games and explosions.
These are called Dayton pucks. They're mini transducers that are found just from the local electronics store, $15 a pop.
So these are basically like a cone for a speaker, positive and negative wire terminals on them, $15. And the beauty of these is that you can just buy a couple of them and add more. You can wire them in like parallel or series for different loads, and we'll get into all of that. We've got our chair, we've got two of the transducers, just some speaker wire to be able to run.
The most expensive things was the chair.
So then we got to the part where we weren't sure what amp to drive these with. Brewer's current gaming rig has speakers here with these awesome little paradigm speakers that are running through a Yamaha home stereo amp. So then we started looking into another amp in addition to that home amplifier to be just a dedicated amp for these, like crossover in it. Now you're getting down a much more expensive road. Then we started to look at some other guides online that were saying you can actually get an old system that's got a subwoofer on it, because those systems will have a crossover built into it, and you can actually run these, take out the cone from the subwoofer speaker cabinet and actually wire these in place.
I've got my Logitech amp here, which used to go to my old sub.
And that satellite speaker is not connected, and its volume knob is purely controlling the sub. So what we've done is we've taken that speaker, the beauty of it is the way that it was wired was with an RCA connector, and that's actually the speaker level hitting this. So long story short, we wanted a lead that was a male RCA and then just spliced the end and put out two transducers. These are wired in parallel. These are 16 ohm devices, so when these are wired in parallel, it drops it to 8 ohms. We're fairly sure that the system that we're plugging this into is an 8 ohm amplifier. Once we plug these into that subsystem, then we were like, wow, this is gonna work. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go through actually installing, mounting it to the chair and going through some tests. We're gonna solve all of this up. We're gonna find our placement on the bottom of the chair to put these transducers. And yeah, so let's do it. Okay,
Soldered it up, kind of. We're going to probably heat shrink this later. But yeah, in parallel. So now we'll just like, I'll let you tape it up so it's a little bit neater, and then we'll look at installing it in the chair.
Alright, so we've got them soldered. Before we start drilling screws into shit, we should probably check if they still work. Oh, see, that's an interesting test, that THX sound, because it sweeps through an audio frequency that's not subsonic. You can't hear it, you feel it before you hear it. Right, it's like goes from the lowest point of the audio spectrum as a sweep up to that chord that you hear at the end. So this is something we were experimenting with last night. Once we got them actually just working, I got Brewer to sit on his seat, and I would then play some material, and I'd place them in different places, and we were like trying to judge where we get the most impact. But then we moved it right underneath your butt cheek, and think about it, a lot of your weight is pressing down there, and you're probably making the most direct contact with the frame of the chair with your butt. Most weight. We really felt that's where it came alive. You can make a notch in like the wood frame of whatever it's going to go on, chair, couch. But in our case, I think that the bottom of this chair is quite a thin, either particle board or a plywood. It's not very thick. And I think if we punched a hole in it, we're going to punch a hole that only goes about that deep, and it's going to just hit the foam of the chair. I think you're going to lose a lot of contact area. When we were just holding them on with our hands in the tests.
Putting it on
it was off the hook awesome, in whatever way we get these on the chair. As long as there's good contact, solid contact with the wood, I think we're going to get some good results.
build expansion came out last night too.
Oh, no way.
So it's what's there's gonna be like test run on, I reckon.
So there's 3 anchor points, 2 screw holes each, yeah?
Yeah. So 12 screws in total.
Obviously this logo points away.
So this guy's going to have to be mounted to the chair in some fashion once we get these figured out.
I wanted to be super sturdy because think how much they shake. You know, just shaking themselves loose. And that's probably something to bear in mind, is to keep an eye on them every few weeks or months, I guess. Check the screws aren't getting too loose and that you're still getting a good solid contact on the bottom of your chair. So that's them screwed in and in place, pretty much in perfect butt cheek positioning. Now let's just tidy up the wires and get our little RCA connector mounted. Okay, so we've got it all wired in, transducers screwed in on pretty good flat spots. They're really secured tight just with these wood screws. Cable guides hammered in to keep things kind of neat and not so permanent that we can't rewire for future changes or if something stops working.
Someone tugs on it, it's got a bit of give.
So this is where we're going to be plugging our speaker level into from the subwoofer amp. But we've got a bit of extra here, so in emergencies of, you know, it's got a little bit of gig. So I think we're ready to flip her over and plug some power in and see how she runs.
Dang, that's it. Let's try it. Oh man, that's so dang. Oh, the bass, not just the kick drum, but the bass. Fucking guitar, it's so big and tang. Oh, dude, that. Oh, that's like this week. The up and bass run. Oh. Oh. Like we're watching a movie, I'm sitting at home. I'm taking my line out, going straight into that. Rock up to the cinema, I've got my chair.